Like rack sucks. Not because rack is not working, but because of rack is super complex. To do rack properly, you need to figure so much stuff. Like nowadays we have knowledge graph-based rack, we have vector-based rack, where we're looking into semantics and matching documents. Of course, we also have best matching 25. So there's a lot to put into consideration when working with rack. To apply all of those best practices, you spend so much time reinventing the wheel every time again. So I thought, let's make it a boilerplate. Maybe let's make this a service. At this moment, I'm on my way to a particular hackathon, which is sponsored by Peak AI and organized by Tech Europe. And this particular hackathon has as topic AI search analytics, because it's everything Peak AI is about. They're really looking for talents, by the way, and to attract talents, they figured, let's do a hackathon, and they provide like a big prize, like 10K in cash. The winner takes it all. So of course, this attracts the attention of many talents. I would consider myself a talent, especially with this project. But of course, there will be a lot of competition and only one team can win. So I had this idea, why not improve RAG, make this a case for AI search? Yeah, let's see how it will turn out. By the way, I like the idea to not spend 10K on just recruiting platforms or headhunters. Make the 10K a prize for hackathon, get the attentions of hundreds of potential talents. And I honestly hope that Peak AI will find a new talent for their team that way. And let's have some fun. Let's hack something this weekend. Oh, and of course, before I forget, there's only at least one day, maybe 8 hours, maybe 10 hours, to have a prototype in less than 10 hours. So I need to bring the big guns, and I figured let's pay for Claude Code the 20 times rate limit subscription, which costs $200 a month. So my team member will be Claude for Opus. We'll have a lot of fun.
Okay, great that so many of you are here. Right after this presentation is done, you can start building.
There's actually super many of you. I'm really excited. I think this is really cool. Let me introduce myself super briefly. So my name is Marius. I'm one of the co-founders of PKI. We started PKI because we realized that there was like a big change in how consumers search, essentially, and marketing teams really were struggling to find solutions. So they want to, of course, know, if you type in what's the best life insurance into ChatGPT, does the brand that they work with show up there or not? To give you like some sense on the company, so we started in December. That's when we wrote like the first line of code, and then we scaled really quickly from there. So we raised 2 rounds back to back, a 1.5 million pre-seed round, and then also 5 million seed round led by 20VC, which closed a couple of weeks ago. And we're super excited to build the team, which is one of the reasons why we are excited to host this event. We want to find the best talent in Berlin. I'm super excited to see what you will come up with and what you will build. We will be here all day.
Okay, great. 3 minutes presentation cap on stage, with then a little time for Q&A. Thank you for being here.
Let's talk about my idea. My project is about knowledge bases, right? Especially retrieval augmented generation. There's this huge issue if you have a big knowledge base. First of all, visualize what's in it for us humans, because if we want to have control about our knowledge bases, of course, there's also, the thing context engineering. People understand it's all about context and how we can automate this context for AI agents. So there's this huge field, and it's just not visible for us, right? And I want to create something that makes this data visible and even usable and controllable. First big challenge is literally to scrape everything that is there for a given company. That itself would be a good project. But yeah, I need to do this fast, in the next hour first, because I want to focus on the visualization part to make this useful. But of course, I need data first. So we will have a little bit of NAN hacking to create an agent that, gets everything from a company that is out there, creating a proper data set. Once we have the data set, we make this data set visible. Once we have made this visible, we make this a great tool. So it will be a visual tool, and it will be immensely helpful to work with knowledge bases. So this is my project. That's all about our second synthetic brain, and yeah, let's see how things will turn out. Short check-in, because currently AI is working for me. We have Claude running code for me, creating our monorepo, which consists of a front end and also a back end. Of course, for our use case, we need demo data. Unfortunately, we didn't get demo data from Peak AI, so I needed to build an agent or at least a knowledge base about any given company for her purpose. So we need data. To create those data, I created in the first 2 hours, because it's only, by the way, 4 hours left to build the actual thing, and I, at this point, only have my data, which is currently also generating because it's not done yet. So the first 2 hours were building literally an end-to-end workflow that gets everything that is out there about a given company and index this knowledge into a vector base, which will be Coudrant for our RAC purposes. Let me guide you through what I built here. And sorry, it's lagging because there's a lot of data. We start with the company and the company domain and get everything that is there from the website. Also, we use contextual RAC. So we bring every chunk into context, best practice that I cannot live without anymore. So we have data points about this company from the company website. And of course, we need data that is out there about this company. First of all, we create a company profile from the website. We just search for the company. We also search based on the website for interesting questions that AI provides us also. Here, merge all those potential search results. We also do a reasoning if the search results are actually about the given company. By the way, I used Peak AI's example company. So there was 314 search results that were found, and only 150 about are interesting enough. And now we get all this content, and then we start indexing those as well. There's a lot of data going into our RAC knowledge, which is exactly what we want because we need a lot of data. Otherwise, my visualization wouldn't make sense. So we can mark a check for a lot of data. And now it's time to build my actual idea. This will be a lot of working in code with Claude Code. I already figured I will use the D3.js for the graph network rendering. Still need to figure, of course with AI, how to visualize our vector data with D3. This will be the next part. So, next time you're seeing me, it will be visual. Want to see something cool? I have, first visualization. This is literally just all the knowledge that I fetched about Peak, the company, Peak AI. Already have our little clusters. We have each node represents a vector document, and also added this little glass morphism effect. But there is also big drawback. My initial data that I prepared the first 2 hours is not rich enough. I forget to add tags, a title, a summary for those documents, because those will be super useful in this UI, especially the tagging needs to be done with LLMs. So now there's this little problem. I need to reindex all data. This will take 30 minutes at least, and there's only 2 hours left. I don't have many tries, so I hope that now the data model fits, and in the meantime I can play around with their selection of knowledge. Now we need to make it clean in terms of data. Okay, let's try something. I have this really ambiguous prompt for Claude Code. So this is a prompt. I want to have clustering. And at this moment, clustering is not really well done by the application. The clusters should be definitely based on the labels. And there's also the challenge that we want to display the words above the nodes. I don't want to think about that. Super complicated, and we only have 1 hour left. Let's go. Of course, more or less, that was a wipe coding lie, because I think it took 30 minutes to get it done properly. But if we have a look at this graph, it has clusters. Those clusters look decent. You know, like the SaaS platform, Peak AI, AI search, prompt level competitive. Okay, last 30 minutes until the pitches. So I'm definitely speaking to my rubber brain now, because my brain is also rubber now. It actually looks good, but you know, like there are key features missing. I really wanted to be able to write, like chat with selective data. So I switched back to Opus. Now it's really like 30 minutes wipe coding the shit out of it. Actually, I don't want to fake it till I make it, so it should chat with live data that I also still need to be able to select. So tension's rising. Time is running. I told you that selection is missing, right? And I was like one-shotting this feature with Claude Opus. So I have lasso selection for multiple nodes. And just let me show you. Selecting nodes, having the context here and the full document here. It is super cool. Hi everyone, my name is Master Klaus Ahrens. I'm guilty, I'm really into AI agents. I'm curious who's also into AI agents. Raise hands up. Okay, come on, bunch of nerds, I know it. Also, are you interested in knowledge bases? Did you do knowledge bases? Of course you do. I figured there's a huge problem with knowledge bases. They are not visible. We cannot know what's really inside of that. Can we? I figured there is a way of working with vector databases, and what you're seeing here is I wouldn't say agent brain, it's knowledge base, right? This is everything about Peak AI. This is a website indexed into a knowledge base, but also like the external visibility by crawling. So just to make a proof of concept of that, I have built a little chatbot and I can ask it with working the same data, what is Peak AI? Okay, who's the CEO? So again, query, quadrant, knowledge retrieval, fun. It's Marius, okay, who's Marius? All right. And Marius, I think you are the only person that can confirm that it's true, and you're also most likely not able to read it. But you're a co-founder Peak AI, I assume. Yeah, you are. You're a top 100 League of Legends player. Wow, you're also a nerd. Love it. And also, he co-founded a Peak AI. Okay, awesome. So we have a lot of data inside of this model. Yeah, we can actually visualize this data. I created automatic clusters according to whatever is out there about Peak AI. So we have keyword-based clusters above our nodes. Each node is like a chunk indexed into this database. Of course, we can open this, so we find this chunk. We can look for Marius. Should be somewhere. Here's a node about Marius. Here is a summary AI founder Marius Miners. So I can find out where comes this information. And of course, it comes from LinkedIn. They're also indexed which domain. So super cool, but I did not stop there. I wanted to make this knowledge selectable, so I can literally choose these 27 nodes. I can have a look into this, and the next idea is to work with this. Literally prompting only with this data, and this visualization of our knowledge brain, so to say, shows us also where our content is lacking, because we can have a look at this, and if there's some cluster that we are missing, but we want to communicate. So thank you so much, and I hope this will inspire Peak AI to do something great with graphs and knowledge bases. Thank you so much. I pitched the thing. It went well. It went not super, the pitch, but product-wise it went super well. No problem, no technical problems there. I just wasn't able to even show everything that's possible. Pitch was also just 3 minutes, so not a lot of time. I have a good feeling, maybe I will win this hackathon. If not, I have a good feeling that at least it will be top 5. Maybe I would love to be in the top 5. And also I would love to pursue this idea, make this maybe a little product, maybe open source it. So much possible when essentially building an UI on top of our knowledge bases. I think in a couple of minutes the jury will decide who will be the winning project.
So, Mario is now with the final decision for the winner of.
All right. So the winner of the challenge of this whole day and winning 10,000 euros is customer behavior on the real user data.
Just okay. Okay, hackathon is over. Unfortunately, I didn't made it to the top 3. Actually, I didn't make it to the top 3. Of course, I pointed a lot with product and technical expertise, but there was a lack of turning this to marketing, turning this. I hate it because I am always so focused on the tech, and tech amazes me. But you know, like, it's not always the solution to everything. Nevertheless, I think it might still be a cool thing to turn into something usable, maybe even turn it into a small product, because I like this idea a lot, working that way with knowledge bases, although, you know, like, I've actually wasted hundreds of euros in tokens today to build this. So I think I need to turn this into a product to get my investment essentially back. But I like this a lot. It was a great challenge, also super great day, super intense, super cool experience today with Claude Opus. And of course there was a lot of n8n related context. But of course there were some n8n users, and even some recognized me as n8n ambassador, especially on hackathons. n8n does a great job. So for sure there will be the next hackathon, for sure there will be the next project. Yeah, it was super cool to again nerd out with Tech Europe. Great hackathons, I can just only recommend. Okay, see you next time.